So anyway, Ben Carson is, a for real candidate. Bobby, listening online in Los Angeles.
The greatest caller in the history of talk radio, just for the record. Anyway.
Really? I just want to remind you that if Bob was still here, he would have blown you up when you said you're the greatest caller in the history of talk radio.
1,000% you would have been gone.
1,000%.
You cannot claim to be the best caller. We have to say that.
I've been calling for years, haven't I established?
All right, Bobby, go ahead with your point.
John, listen, you are a hypocrite. You are a big, stinking hypocrite, just like a lot of other Republicans and conservatives. You claim you want a conservative and a consistent conservative and blah, 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 all that stuff. And yet, over the years, how many times have you, A, supported guys who were not the most consistent conservative, Romney, Bush, and all these other guys, and B, you just brought up how Carson is a doctor, and maybe he can do a better job because of that, which I agree. I respect doctors, but you were the same guy who was against the most consistent conservative who was a doctor, Dr. Ron Paul. Do you not understand the hypocrisy from you and other conservatives?
Excuse me, Ron Paul is in the outer orbit beyond Pluto. I'm never buying that argument. Never.
He was never consistently.
Never, ever. Just take him out of the conversation. That was not possible. Number one. Number two, I want the most consistent conservative, Bobby, who can win. And it was my judgment, which is obviously wrong, that Mitt Romney could win. I don't think there was anybody else in that field who could have beaten Barack Obama. But, look, I don't want the most consistent conservative who's guaranteed to lose. For right now, for instance, let's just take Rand Paul. I think Rand Paul is a very conservative fellow, and I like a lot of the things he says. Presently, at this moment, it's my judgment that he couldn't win. Okay. So I wouldn't be throwing myself behind him. So it's not hypocritical to say I'm going to make a compromise about consistent conservatism.
No, but when you're making,
but wait a minute, let me just finish. Yeah. If I'm picking somebody I think could win. For instance, right now, I don't know what I am because of Donald Trump. If Donald Trump is a conservative, then I'm something else. If Donald Trump has convinced conservatives that they are now going to take the position that Bush was wrong about the Iraq War, that Bush was advised we were going to be attacked on 9/11 and ignored it. If Bush, and this is my prediction that Trump will do next, that Bush was responsible for the economic crash of 2008, if that's the new conservative positions, then I'm not one. I don't know what to call myself except an independent, because Trump has single-handedly pulled about a third of Republican/conservative base away from consistently long-held conservative positions. Eminent domain is a perfect example. So, look, you are wrong, in addition to be a lowlife, calling me a hypocrite.
Am I still on?
Yes.
Okay, wait, John, listen. I can understand if you were to say to me, either A, I want a consistent conservative, or B, I want someone who can win. I get both sides. But when you come off as someone who says, hey, I want a consistent conservative who can win, and simultaneously you're criticizing the left for not being conservative enough, and you keep voting and supporting guys who are also not conservative, that is hypocrisy. I don't understand what's the debate on that.
It's not hypocrisy. It's just you trying to find something to pick at me about. It's not hypocrisy at all. You know what it gets you, Bobby? It gets you a big fat adios. Ralph in Coral Springs, Florida. Carson, you think he can beat Hillary?